Well, I was going to work on my pickup today, but apparently I have troubleshooting my pickup here. This is my 1987 Toyota pickup. Nothing serious today. I have a bigger plan for this. I have a 9,000-pound winch here that I have an idea for the winch bumper with keeping the stock bumper. But anyways, today I have a little bit of a brake problem. They still work, but for some reason when you start out they're fine, and the more you drive it they kind of get soft. And I am going to try and figure that out. A while back I had to put new calipers on this because it used to be my daily driver, and one day on the way home the caliper locked up. So I will probably start there. I think I'm going to probably bleed them out, and then if that's all good, probably check the back drums to make sure they're not. It doesn't seem like the drums are the problem with me. I think it's still got air somewhere, even though I've bled them several times. So we'll take it step by step. But I'm going to let this melt off a little bit. It might be a little wet today. So here we go. Alright, I'm going to get going here. Still a little wet in here, but I'm going to have to work around it. Nothing new when you deal with snow. You got to bring stuff in that's full of snow, and it's all wet. It is what it is. I got some cardboard and stuff around here and try to work around it. I'm going to start in the back by adjusting the drums, just get that out of the way. Excuse me. And then work forward from there to the front calipers. Now, I'm a diesel mechanic. I've been a diesel mechanic for over 10 years. I know a lot of people use YouTube as gospel. It can be helpful if you get stuck and stuff like that, but this is not an instructional video, so I'm not doing step by step and all that stuff because I don't want anybody getting hurt. I encourage everybody to try and work on your own stuff. It's a great skill, save you a lot of money, but you have to know how to do it safely. So I guess if you want to try it, that's great, but you probably got an uncle or a friend or somebody that knows stuff about cars, so try and have them help you with it instead of just trying to look stuff up on the internet and do it yourself and possibly end up getting hurt. So just be careful. So with that, I'm going to get going here and see what we find. I guess I'll start by making sure the fluid is full. Okay, so now we're under the back rear here. I got the wheel a little bit. I didn't take the tire off, but just enough up to roll it. Now, if brakes are set correctly, they should have a slight drag on them. And this is pretty free, so it's a pretty good indication of something there. Now, you'll see this too. I haven't been losing brake fluid, so I think that might be an axle seal. Back here, I've known about this, but I've been checking it, and it's not running out, but it is something that's going to have to be addressed. So, this thing sat for 6.5 years when I got it, so it does need a little bit of love, but she's a pretty good pickup. So, I'm going to adjust this so it has a little bit of drag. It should have like a sandy sound almost from the shoes just barely touching. So I think we're making progress. Okay, so I gave that a couple clicks on that adjustment. Now, right there, starting to get just a tiny bit of resistance. That's kind of what you want. Eventually this is going to need new drums and shoes, I think, because it seems like it has a high spot in it where it catches. Right there. But I think we're making progress here. So I'll get that other side set, and then we'll head to the front and set that. So I got my brake bleeder set up here and just double checking everything, and I am getting a fair amount of air out. When you put new parts on, they come with no oil in them usually, unless you get something different, or they'll have shipping oil on it. Anyway, there's a lot of air in them. I have bled these out a lot, and the weird thing to me was when I start initially, I have a good pedal, and then as you drive a little bit, it kind of gets soft, so you kind of got to keep playing with it, keep your pressure up. But as I was pumping this here with my suction gun, like I said, I don't want to make this very instructional, but I got to do some. I got the bleeder open, and I am evacuating air. This is putting a suction on the rear right line farthest away from the
master cylinder to pull the air out of the system until you get clean fluid. But you have to be careful with that, not get carried away and have your master cylinder go dry, and then you start pulling air again, and you got to start all over again. I am getting air out, so I'll go around and do all the brake bleeders probably 2 or 3 times until I'm not getting any more air, and then try it again to make sure I'm not introducing air somewhere. Like I said, I got to take this rear axle apart and probably go through the brakes. Maybe I got a wheel cylinder leaking. Could be a lot of things, but one step at a time here. Both of those rotors are brand new, so that is my suspect, is that I still got a little bit of air in here. So just takes patience. So
Okay, so I think I made progress. Seems a lot better now. Went around twice, getting good fluid out, nice and clean. Was a little brown when I started. Might have had some old fluid left in it, but it feels good. So, but to be fair, when it sits, it felt good. So, I guess the real test will be when I take it out and drive it. So, I think I'll throw the camera in and go for a rip, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's a lot better. I still got something there, but I have an idea. These brakes, I can't really explain it. They'll be there 1 minute, and then the next minute it's a lot weaker, but still there. But what I didn't think about, I guess, is the load sensing proportioning valve. When I did the front calipers on this pickup, I replaced all the rubber lines, even the back, and I didn't account for that. So I got to do some reading when I get back on how to weed that out, and that has to be the only thing I haven't done yet, because that's higher than everything else on the chassis. If you don't know what a LSPB is, you can look it up, but it's basically, it takes the weight in the back of the vehicle and changes your brake bias. So, but otherwise, yeah, we're just out here tooling around the countryside. It's running good. A while back, I put a Weber 3236 on it, and that is just a sweet little carburetor. Every once in a while, I'm just brake checking. They're there. You can dynamite them. You're gonna stop. I just like it if they're more consistent. I was gonna get some flybys and all that stuff, but my battery's dying. So, okay. So I got the 87 done yesterday. I kind of ran out of time. I had a Christmas party I forgot about, so I had to go to that. Now today, I got a sick kid here at home, so I got to take care of that. But I guess we never really came to a conclusion yesterday, because when I was backing that out of the garage, I was going to test drive it on the way to that Christmas party. But when I stopped to close the garage door, I still had that little bit of hesitation in the brakes, so I parked it and I took my Tacoma. My whole family is pretty much mechanics, and it just kind of came up naturally since I've been working on it, and I think we're kind of at the consensus that I have to take that whole axle apart, because it might not have any shoes left in it. I don't know, because when I did the front calipers, I never did anything with the back besides change rubber, line. So I think I'm just going to put this out as much as I got now, because if I take that whole axle apart, I'd like to take it out completely and reseal it, new bearings and everything. and that would be a whole nother adventure. If I do it all in one video, it's going to be like a 3-hour video. So I think I'll do that, and that's where we're at right now. So just have to wait and see, I guess. Um, that's pretty much it.